Peace, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful, magical moment in time, darling. You have just chimed in to the conspiracy of Conspiracy, the 101s of the shift. Let me break it down for you. Have no fear. The divine spirit of life is here, speaking straight through my channeling. Let's vibe, y'all.
In my life, do what's right with this moment. It's my life, I'm my number one opponent. Trials be deep, they awaken me only. Know what to do. I'm in bliss, I'm surrounded by my angels. Crystallize, you can't break down my handles. I'm alive, I won't bask in no hassles. Cause I'm no fool. Shock revive as I cleanse out my castle. I'm awake, I got power to handle. I'm alive, I'm embracing my channel. I now heal you. These are days when our ways will be handled. What's your vibe? Are your prestigious handle? Live your life, you're empowered to be your greatest tool. Daddy taught me the game, he was on me. I got pride, it's my stride, I'm not hungry. I'm the master of my mind, I'm not lonely. You feel my groove, my groove. Do y'all feel my groove? Do y'all feel my groove? I know somebody's out there listening to me. One whose trials get really deep. You can make it if you breathe. I know somebody out there praying a prayer tonight that their lives will be alright. I now heal you. In my life, do what's right with this moment. Face my life, I'm my number one opponent. Trials be deep, they awaken me only. Know what to do. I'm in bliss, I'm surrounded by my angels. Crystallize, you can't break down my handles. I'm alive, I won't bask in no hassles. Cause I'm no fool. Shock revive as I cleanse out my castle. I'm awake, I got power to handle. I'm alive, I'm embracing my channel. I now heal you. These are days when our ways will be handled. What's your vibe? Are your prestigious handle? Live your life, you're empowered to be your greatest tool. Daddy taught me the game, he was on me. I got pride, it's my stride, I'm not hungry. I'm the master of my mind, I'm not lonely. You feel my groove, my groove. Do y'all feel my groove? Do y'all feel my groove? I know somebody's out there listening to me. One whose trials get really deep. You can make it if you breathe. I know somebody out there prayed a prayer tonight that their lives would be alright. I now heal you.
Peace, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful, magical moment in time, darlings. Well, if you're new to my channel, if I have not said it yet, I'm Nubian, a divine new being. For those of you who are returning, what? up, y'all. I love you. I love you so much because you motivate me to just stay in a very divine, sacred place. And therefore, I'm able to channel in what is happening in the cosmos and bring you the absolute Nubian news. That's right, with the Z. Don't forget the Z, y'all. All right, so what this download is about today, by the way, you just finished listening to I Now Heal You by Nubian Divine. So if you're interested, you can go right now to iTunes and chime in, and it's available to you right now for download. All right, so what I have here is a deck that I have pulled out to give you a grander perspective of what it is that I know. I don't believe, I know to be fact regarding the government shutdown. And I want to channel in and give you this download because I know so many of you have so many questions regarding what's going on, and you can only get your news from, television, which tells lies to your vision, because half of y'all don't go look within after I told you, Willie, I told you. Every single thing that you need to know comes from within. But I know that there's a few of you out there, you're too busy to look within, so I'm here to give you some pointers of where to look, and then you can go in and check with your angels and your guides, and they will confirm it from here, okay? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and call in some help, okay? I call in fire, air, earth, water, spirit, and ether, our ancestors, our way showers, and our guides to help me give you the best energetic insight regarding what it is you need to know during these right now moments in time, darlings. And so it is, and so it is, and so the hell it is. All right, got my water today, so I won't be choking. We got the fire going. We got the earth element around here with the crystals up in the background. What stone are we going to use? Let's use the moonstone for the earth element. I'll use myself as the empress element. And then spirits here, of course. Our ancestors, our way showers, and our guides. So, all right. So, what's happening with this government shutdown? I'm going to give you the channeling that I've been getting, and then from there, I'm going to chime in to have the cards help me out with whatever else that I missed, okay? So let's see. The first thing is the uproar about the food stamps, EBT, things of that nature being shut down, government jobs, specific people who have retirement checks from the government system that's being shut down, that's being affected, has been affected, and will be affected by the government shutdown. Now, first of all, I had to make sure that before I gave you this message that I was not bringing it to you from a conspiracy perspective. So for those of you who are looking for a conspiracy, I want you to know that this is not the channel. This is not the channeling for that. You may want to check somewhere else. Where I'm coming in to give you a proper perspective is the true affirmations of conspiracy technically means can spirit see. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you a channeling of that vibration to show you absolutely what is happening in those realms of why not only is the government shutting down, but why it is necessary for the government to shut down. I didn't take no notes today, so I'm going off the top of my head. So hopefully I can remember every single thing that's there. And if I didn't cover it, then I'll may do another video. Hopefully I won't have to. So I'm asking my guides right now to help me remember everything. Okay, so as far as your EBTs, things of that nature, there has to be a shift. For those of you out there who are seniors, those of you out there who are disabled, and you're wondering, what am I going to do when the government shut down? I don't know what's going to happen. Well, so many of you have given away your autonomy. And because you have given away your autonomy, you have become handicapped to a system that is governing your mentality. So you are looking outside of yourself for help. So what is happening right now is your angels and your guides heard your cry. This is your prayers, your affirmations for change. And nobody likes change. So when change comes, everyone gets in a frantic. And this is the frantic. The fact that you have given away your gold and your silver during specific times, or at least your ancestors have, and they have caused you not to look within and to get whatever answers you need to come from within. You are being taken unwillingly. Let's just say you're being dragged because you would not come willingly. You're being dragged through your change. Now, depending on where you are spiritually, if you have kept yourself in a box of specific different traditions and theological and religious practices, that will decipher which time zone that you are stuck in, that is preventing your mentality from being able to see the full perspective and the full picture and how it is that this is affecting you. So many of you have prayed and meditated and asked for change. The change is here. And when you say, what are we going to do? You know, I'm disabled. The thing about it is, this specific shift is teaching you and showing you your own superpowers. It is showing you your superpowers, how to call yourself back to yourself, how to speak life into your body, how to regrow your teeth, how to regrow your limbs, how to conscious co-create your reality, how to manifest what it is that you want, how to stop having to rob Peter to pay Paul, how to stand in your God, goddess, high priest, high priestess, full embodiment of self. And you asked for this. Because you asked for this, what is happening during this shift is your specific governmental systems are being removed. And I know so many of you are upset with the government, and I'm not taking up for the government, but I have to play bias in this. I have to be biased in this because I am working for the universe. I am part of the divine spirit of life, and the divine spirit of life has no respecter of persons. So there is truth and there is falsehood in all things. So with this specific perspective, everyone is looking at the government, but the government is getting orders from higher up. And because you never heard of the names of the higher ups, or you never heard of who's in charge of these realms from the higher up, then you only know to point the finger at the closest one that's closest to you, which is the government. Government meaning governing your mentality. What have you given away your birthrights to? What have you allowed to stand in place of your own autonomy to speak specific affirmations for you? So when you are in a place where you're put in a position where you give someone control over your life to be able to feed you, to be able to take care of you, to be able to heal you, to be able to do all those things that you technically can do yourself, then you give your power away. You have given your power away, but deep within your cries and in your spirit, you have cried out for that power back. So what is happening is that there are divine beings in high places that are giving you back your power that you asked for, because there is a cry that is happening all over the land. And the majority of this cry comes from the cries of the children, comes from the cries of the elders, the seniors, come from the cries of the divine ones, the ones that know spirit, because spiritual people know spiritual people, the ones that have been putting in the absolute rituals of change. So here it is, you are in a time zone right now to where you are walking in alignment with what it is that you have asked for. So if you've asked for change, change is here. In that place of change, you are finding your specific, let's just say, structures crumbling. And they have to crumble because we are right now in the midst of going through a paradigm shift. A broader perspective of what it is like to go through a paradigm shift is the times that it changed, such as ancient Egypt, when that time changed, the dinosaur age, when that time changed, the cowboys and Indians, when that time changed, etc., etc. We are right smack in the midst of a split from 3D to 5D and beyond. Those that are going into 5D on up, 8D, 11D on beyond to infinity. And there are those that are trapped in the mental entrapment of 3D, which is the material realm, which is the realm where there are those that not only hurt, harm, and injure others, but those that have been hurt, harming, and injuring themselves, with material gain and material lust and material greed and hurt, harming, and injuring others. So, as this split is taking place, you are merely experiencing the true dynamics of the separation of the wheat from the tares. So, as we experience this separation, what is happening is there is and has to be those specific governmental structures or systems that have been put in place, that you put in place, you voted and you ruled and stood in line to make sure that these specific people were going to be in place of your own autonomy. And now these specific people have not been found worthy in the spiritual realms of even holding up their own autonomy, let alone yours. So what's happening is your birthrights are being handed back to you for those of you who can see, can spirit see. But for those of you who cannot see, you feel it's a conspiracy. So in your place of your birthright being handed back to you, so many of you are angry and upset because the divine spirit of life is trying to hand you back your birthright, because you have given away your birthrights voluntarily to different secret societies, different lodges, different things that you have sold your souls out for, different things that you've even sold yourself out for. And now that it is time for you to make a righteous decision and to balance the scale between what is righteous and what is unrighteous, what is good, what is bad, what is pure and what is not within your life, you are standing in the middle of those specific questions regarding your own autonomy. So because you're standing in the middle of that, you are being prompted to make a decision on which pathway you are going to walk in. And you are stuck on making your decision based off of where it is that your heart has found fondness in. So there, and where you are from a very profound sacred space and time. And upon entrance into this specific portal, you were given specific gifts, you were given specific talents, you knew everything, you are part of the all, and yet you have downplayed even your own autonomy. And then when times like this come along to give you back your autonomy, to show you how to stand in your autonomy, you get upset. So when someone like me comes along to say I'm happy about the government shutdown, then everyone gets upset with me and say, well, what about the people who are disabled? What about the handicapped? Or what about the people who cannot work? I understand that. I want you to know that the reason that this is happening, because these specific times are showing you your specific powers to stand in your own autonomy, to heal thyself. We are stepping into the realms of pureness, where the earth is going through a cleansing, which means that there cannot be those specific energies that are hurt, harming, and injuring the planet even any longer, yet alone continue to hurt, harm, and injure you. So what it is you are being, it's a reset button going on. And in this reset button, you are to call yourself back to yourself. So you are in your high priest or high priestess mode, or you are choosing to live or to die. So as we are going through this shift, what these times are shifting into is kind of like the movie The Fifth Element, to where the cars are on the ground right now, as you can look around and see. But in the movie The Fifth Element, they're flying. Just so you know, we're already in the future. What's happening right now is you're trying to hold on to the past by the thoughts that you are perceiving about the present. And you have the power to heal yourself. You have the power to lay hands on yourself. You have the power to speak life into your situation. You have the power to grow. You have the power to know. You have the power to be. You are the consistence of the all, of the greater aspects of everything. But yet you are still holding on to timelines of illusion that do not serve your highest good. So in this shift, many are going to experience how so many people do not want to be a part of the shift. So many people are comfortable in their comfort zones, and therefore it is uncomfortable when someone comes along and tells you they're going to give you back your birthright to stand in your own autonomy. And so many people are, I hate to say lazy, but it's true, lazy to the point to where you would prefer someone else to do the work for you. So this is why you would basically put someone else in place to continue to allow you to stand in a space because you don't want change. As we go through this shift, you're going to witness a shutdown. Yes, it has to happen. But what many do not see is that once this shift happens, it's a taking away. Like you take away people's food, you take away a baby's bottle. And if there's enough uproar in the land, what happens is the people get into a frantic. When they get into a frantic, they become so desperate to eat or to get their old ways back, to get things back to how they used to be, that they begin to give away their birthright once again. They begin to give away what is left of their own autonomy. And this is where the chips come in of what many know to be the mark of the beast. And this is why many are getting the chips in the back of their hand or the chips in the back of their forehead, etc., because these specific individuals are technically already dying to self or already dead to self or have put themselves in a specific position of lack of love of self to where they cannot see it. They cannot see standing in their own autonomy without someone around them letting them know, good job, you did good. So as we experience this shift, that is absolutely what is happening. The shift in the spiritual realm, and those of you who put your governmental practices in place know this. And for you to still choose the mark or have that chip or to sell your soul, you are even more agreeing to the fact that you are selling your soul, giving away your birthright, refusing to stand on in your own autonomy because of lack of love of self. So we are stepping into a shift. As we step into this shift, many of you are going to see that this shift is going to affect all of us, not just those of us that are here in the untied states of the Americans. So as we are in the untied states, you will find that there is a collective of all the energy, which means that the new celebrities will be those who are those doing the spiritual practices, but not just talking about it, those that actually do the ritual, those that are truly spiritual, because you cannot fake spirituality. Spiritual people know spiritual people. Therefore, there has been a collective in the consciousness of the all, and those who are spiritual can see straight through those who are not. It's a connection. We are in the times where you can see straight through someone's vibration, whether they tell a lie or whether they tell the truth, or whether they're being honest to you, honest to self. We can see into the future. We can see into the past. We can know and feel into a vibration of tapping into the all, of if we should move in a certain direction or if we should not move in a certain direction. But everything is still a test. Like you heard, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Emerge and see the broadcasting of your system, your autonomy. So are you in a proper perspective of love of self? This is why even the twin flame journey, as so many laughed at the twin flames and said, look at these idiots, look at these fools. Many laughed at Noah in the days of the flood because many did not understand the animal instincts of even the animals that were being placed upon the Ark of the Covenant. Many could not see that these specific individuals were taken through specific trials and tribulations because these were the ones that were going to help in the entire rites of passage of the shift of the entire cosmos. So what we're stepping into right now is a complete shift where the planetary system, as you know it, is no more. It's gone. It's over. But what is happening is you're still experiencing the residue of the last of what is to shift. So this is why that paradigm shift, many are stuck in the middle of that infinity symbol because many do not want to change. However, in this shift, you will be forced to choose a side. You were told you have to go to the left or the right, go up or down, but you cannot stay in the middle. We are right smack in the midst of a portal, many portals, and depending on your vibration, will take you into that specific time zone where you will vibrate at. That specific time zone will put you in a place of, if you are a shady person, you're going to have a whole entire shady experience of shady friends in a shady world. If you are a spiritual person and you're loving and you're righteous and you're kind and you're meek and you're gentle, then that will be your experience. That will be your vibration. That will be your resonance, where you will resonate from. In your specific autonomy, whatever it is vibrational wise that you give off, that will be the specific world that you live in, as we are right now all currently living in multiple dimensions during multiple timelines of this specific Mandela effect that is taking place amongst all of us as I speak. So what is happening even that much more? We are in this place where we're going to begin to see so many different holistic places come online. So for example, you will begin to see more people get more healthy with their eating, because now we're in a time where so many people will try to stay on the planet longer. And this is part of the purging of the planetary system, because the universe will no longer even allow you to insult yourself, to continue to hurt, harm, and injure yourself by doing specific practices and rituals to your own body that are taking you off the planet anyways. So there is an enlightenment that is happening. And in this enlightenment, you will see more of the Reiki workers, the crystal indigo star seeds, the keepers of the flame, the twin flames, the ones of that caliber who will help with the entire shift, because they are the shift. They are the ones that the entire earth has already been working for and with, as specific celestial beings are surrounding them and have been surrounding them for some times and are protecting them, as this entire omnisphere, universe, multiverse begins to go into a combustion, as so many of us are walking the timelines of stepping into the autonomy of what is holistic. So in this space of time, the entire planet has become fragmented. And the fact that the governmental systems are in place right now, where so many are mad at Donald Trump, many may find this hard to believe, but Donald Trump is part of what many call the starseeds. And one thing that many have to remember is that the Trump family, before any type of political front, is more business. The Trump family has come in to triumph, to blow the trumpets on falsehood and deception that was already there and already happening before he took his specific seat. Where he is right now is to open the eyes of so many of you that did not see what was going on behind the scene, of so many people that were behind the systems in these places of these governmental structures that were pocketing specific monies, pocketing specific finances for themselves, as they took lavish trips around the world while the homeless right up under their nose starved. So there's a specific shift that is going down, and there's an undoing that is happening right now. There's a rebirth of the whole entire planet, because that of the old can no longer exist. So as the system has already been fragmented for so many times, how do I know? Because there has yet to be a time where you stand into your own autonomy and you operate in your own superpowers, and you call those things that be not as though they were without question, instead of looking outside of your own autonomy, but yet standing within your own will and your own birthright to call those things that be not as though they were, because they are. So we're in a time right now where the energies are confirming themselves to cause those of us who are out of a specific star system, out of a specific timeline, to know that we are here to vibrate according to our frequency. Now, according to your frequency will be your reality. So many will hate you because of your frequency. Many will hate you because your frequency is not as high as theirs. Many will hate you because they cannot evolve or be where it is that you are, nor will they understand your call, nor will they understand your walk, nor will they understand your autonomy. But you continue to be modest in knowledge of self. Be uninvolved in their spaces of egotism. Know that your intuitions are absolutely on point. You're very correct. And know that whatever problems that you perceive to be, it is not. Because you have the mentality to shape shift your reality. Even when you're getting a tarot card reading, it does not necessarily mean that it does not apply to you. It means that if you did hear something that you did not like, you can still shape shift the reality to coincide with what it is that you know and want to be the absolute. So we're in a time right now where there is the energy of the black cat. I love this card here. So many people have misunderstood the black cat. It's evil, it's ugly, it's not lucky, but yet you're talking about the void of the all. And everything comes from darkness. Everything comes from the void. No one likes the black licorice. No one likes the black cat. No one likes the devil's cake. So we're in a time right now where there is a fortunate turn of event. As we are going towards the handwriting that is in the Akashic records of our own autonomy, we are in the midst of the wheel of fortune, which is dealing with our fate. Your fate is going to be based off of what it is that you have done in this specific lifetime. What have you done in this specific space and time? And I know so many of you were looking to share your world with someone who was going to be there by your side, or you thought you wanted to be there by your side, but that person was merely your alarm clock to come along to wake you up, to be able to catch the ship as you are standing in your own autonomy, to have a relationship with self. You are in this place of authenticity. And as you are facing the progress of your direction, this is your moment of truth. We are in the time right now to where we are dealing with the alchemical wedding. And in the alchemical wedding, we have been given foresight to see our destiny. And I'm super excited because we are in the times where we are transforming. And as we are transforming, we are being unified with those who are of like-minded vibration. So if you lost a friend, be happy. They weren't vibing with you. That was the one friend that you were not supposed to be a part of, because at some point in time, you were going to bump heads with that person and they were not going to be able to vibrate as high as you, because where you are going, these specific energies were going to keep you stagnant in their specific frequency, and it was not going to allow you to evolve, and you were going to miss an opportunity. That was your warning to beware of interferences. So many are shaken because no one really understood death. And no one really understood that there is no such thing as death. Only thing about death that you must know is that there's a transformation of specific energies that are taking you into another frequency. Your ancestors are right in front of us. Your parents, your loved ones, whoever passed on, they're right in front of you. You just cannot see their frequency. But if you get yourself vibrating high enough, then you will know that they're right there, right with you. So we are standing in our autonomy. We are standing in the spaces of truth. And the things that once made you sad and the things that once made you upset, you are going to find in these energies that was just part of your own stubbornness of not wanting to let go of something that no longer served your highest good, because what is for you is actually even better than what it is that you were trying to hold on to. So now we're in the time of big happy changes, as so many of you are being prompted to let go because you are being forced, dragged to choose a new direction, and you have to compromise with what it is that you thought was, but is not. So this is perfect timing. Will things go back to where they were before? Unlikely. Why? Because even if you look in the movie Predator, which is Predator, if you look and see the Predator comes along to fight the old Predator, which means that we are dealing now with more highly evolved beings. We are ascending. We are ascending and evolving so much into our higher self that we are dealing with the zodiacs of self, which is why it's so important for those of you to truly understand and grasp the knowing of why it is important that you do not consume meat, because the animals are your signs. Look on the constellation, and if you eat your signs is along the breadcrumbs of your path, then how would you know if there is danger abound if you do not come into a proper perspective of knowing that even your vibratory field is conditioning you and prompting you to take a look at what it is that is being injected inside of the meat that is changing your DNA. Our DNAs have changed. Our DNAs are changing. We are in the time of knowing that there is clear vision in our own achievement and standing in our own autonomy towards embracing our affection regarding past life, present life, and future life is simultaneously being lived out right now in the now. We are literally in the energy of the high priest, high priestess mode. What is Baphomet? Baphomet, if you look at Baphomet, Baphomet is even dealing with the let's just say the black god. Baphomet, if you look at Baphomet, half side is feminine, half side is masculine. It is the absolute energy of the all. It is the Capricorn goat. It is the feminine and masculine energy, the masculine energy coming into balance with his feminine energy, and the feminine energy coming into balance with her masculine energy. So here it is, we are in the energy where society has shifted from a patriarchal society to a matriarchal society. Is it about who's better? Is it the patriarch's better than the feminine, or the feminine's better than the patriarchs? No, that has nothing to do with anything. It is about divine balance, because in order for you to make the shift, you must deal with the major ley lines within everything of your own destiny. So here it is right now, we're in that tower moment. And the reason that so many of you are losing out on friendships and relationships and those who you are still trying to befriend is because you are in the Tower of Babel. They do not speak your language because they are not on your path. They are not in your pursuit of happiness. Therefore, your destiny is different. Does that mean that you will not see them in another life cycle? No, that means that your contract with them in this specific life cycle is over with. So now you're in a place of calling forth those things that make you happy, purging past the pains of the things that made you sad at one specific point in time, and staying in the grounds of the positivity of knowing that you can be creative within your own balance, and know that these are the times of transmutation. You will be united with your birthright if you choose to unite with your birthright, unless you choose to stand in giving away your autonomy to governmental systems that no longer serve your highest good. So back to what I was saying about the governmental systems. Not that that whole thing was not about governing your mentality of your whole system. Can you heal yourself? Yes, you can. Every single thing that you are looking outside of yourself for someone else to do, you have the powers deep within you to do that yourself. But you must believe that believe has lie in the midst, and that's why you have been shortchanging yourself. Instead of standing in a space of knowing, instead of standing in a place of facts, instead of standing in a place of truth. And as we get into a time of holistic practices in our own autonomy, we will begin to clear out the debris and the garbage that has been called junk DNA. And as you clear out that junk DNA to stand in your own autonomy, we will know that everything that is evil is only lived spelled backwards. And anyone that did not understand a specific subject matter was quick to call it evil because of their lack of understanding of it. You are in a time right now to where you are in the wrath of what it is that you speak into existence. And if you have the passion to change, to no longer be misled, to no longer be vulnerable to who it is that you have given away your birthright to, and to stand in your own autonomy, then you will be found in the space of personal influences to where you have given away your energy to low vibratory fields that have caused your own mental illness within self to be able to not see what it is that was being handed to you as a gift, but yet you thought it was a curse because of your lack of love of self. So it goes right back to what I've always shared with you. And this is why I have this channel. And this is why this specific channel is based off of love, to teach you not only why this person has come along to break your heart, but why this person, it was important for them to break your heart because you had an alarm clock like the Titanic. The ship was going down. Jack in or Jack out of the matrix. And know that there is no greater love than the love of self. It is your perception of your proper place of standing in your own autonomy during these here moments in time, because you are responsible for your own rites of passage. Whatever was brought into this plane of existence that told you that there was a specific rites of passage that you had to go through, that comes from the man or kind of man there is the fragment of missed opportunities, of weak will, low energy, distant influences, of lack of promotion because of lack of strength, and you standing in your own heartbreak and holding on to the pains of yesterday and not allowing yourself to stand in your own autonomy and accepting your true rites of passage, which is for you to 100% be able to make the shift. With that being said, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I love each and every one of you. Have a beautiful, magical moment in time, everyone. Newbie in the Vine.
Trials in life unfolding, been my one and only. Head up, fed up, from here grow. Breathe it, seek it, feel it. Battle of my heart's breathtaking. Story of my life, where from here go. Trials in life, they mold me. I tell myself I'm not gonna fold here. Girl, you're better than you know. My offer to the gods, when said and done, I make it through trials I've yet to overcome. This moment here in time, I reminisce as I pass these tests. Trials in life unfolding, been my one and only. Head up, fed up, from here grow. Breathe it, seek it, feel it. Battle of my heart, stop breaking. Story of my life, where from here go. My offer to the gods, when said and done, I make it through trials I've yet to